Then I'm finding that some of the pages are not entirely different.
Yeah.
So I wasn't even aware of that until some of the students pointed that out to me. So maybe you can just talk about that. And I only have 2 questions that were picked up from there, which I'll give to Swamiji, but please ask any other questions that you have. Thank you, Swamiji.
Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. What are the 5 important messages that we take from Kaivalya Upanishad? That's interesting. Gives me an exercise, Like in our examinations in India, give 5 reasons. Summarize, You have to study the entire text before you'll be able to relate to the 5 messages which I might even say. The most important statement in Kaivalya Upanishads is Tat Tvameva Tat. Says Tat Brahman Tvameva, that Brahman you are, Tvameva Tat, and you are that Brahman. Usually we find the statement, you are a Brahman. And therefore, Tat Tvamasi, that thou art, or you are that, or you are Brahman. And this is interpreted in a variety of ways by acharyas who look upon the reality as 2, duality. And so this Tattvamasi statement is explained variously, Tasya Tvamasi, Tasmin Tvamasi, and so forth and so on. Here, however, it is both ways, Tat Tvameva, Tvameva Tat. You are that and that you are, so that doesn't leave any other interpretation, So therefore this is a very important statement in the Upanishad. Tat Tvameva, that thou art, Tvameva Tat. Well, this is a message basically that is given by Upanishads. The primary purpose of Upanishad is to convey this truth to us about our own self. We need to be told who we are. Although we think we know who we are, and we can write a whole thesis on who I am, which may be not wrong. But who I am is a thesis written on the ego that I am. Ego, the individual self, is what I take to be my true nature. Whereas that cannot be the case because the ego, the sense of I, keeps on changing. Now I am a speaker, then I will be a listener, Shall be walker, talker. That the ego keeps on changing. The sense of I keeps on changing. And what changes cannot be truth. Truth is that which doesn't change. It remains the same. So ego now assumes variety of roles. He is karta or doer of actions, agent of actions, bhokta, the experiencer, sukhi, the happy, dukhi, unhappy. That ego now speaker, hearer, thinker, walker, talker. All these various forms the ego takes. So we ask, who are you among all of these? What is your nature? The nature must be that which is abiding, which does not change. What changes cannot be nature. In things such as a pot, there are two aspects. One is the name and form, another is this pot has two aspects. The form and name is one, and what's the other aspect? Any idea? Clay. Of these, the name and form keeps changing, whereas the clay remains unchanged. Therefore, what remains unchanged, does not change, is a nature. What changes the different forms is a role. So clay right now performs the role of a pot. If you break it, you will get another name and form. The name and form is subject to change. The essence does not change. Similarly also, what is the essence of me? I am a speaker. Even Upanishad says that Brahman entered this body up to the tip of the nail, means entirely. And it says prananeva prana bhavati vadanvak. When he performs the act of breathing, then he is called the breather. While performing act of speaking is called speaker. While performing act of hearing is called hearer. Akritsno is Upanishad, but this is each one is not wrong. That I am speaker is not wrong. I am listener is not wrong. But then that only represents a small aspect of me. Akritsno is Atma ityeva upasita. One that pervades all these roles. The speaker, the hearer, the thinker, the knower, doer, enjoyer. One that fills all these roles. And what is that which is common to all those? I am speaker, I am hearer, I am talker, I am walker. Now in all of them, the common denominator is I am. And what is abiding is called the nature. Therefore, what is my nature? I am is my nature. How tall is I am? Can somebody say? What's the height of I am? 5 feet 8 inches? What is the height of I am? Simple question. They are very serious, you know. I am. Does it have height? Weight? Length? Breadth? Any attribute? No, it is attributeless. Because it joins with everything. Gold joins with bangle also, earring also, necklace also. I am joins with everything. It's the, what they call the substratum, the foundation, the basis. In Vedanta, adhishthanam, adhyaropa, substratum, superimposition. I am a substratum of which various superimpositions are made. Speaker, hearer, thinker, talker, walker. So what is the essential nature of myself? I am. Who are you? I am. Isn't it? The I am that I am, is it different from I am that you are? If you do not add anything to I am a man, I am a woman, I am tall, I am short, then of course this I am is different from you. If you just I am, you also say I am. Dog also will say I am. Cat also will say I am, if they had the language. This I am is universal in all the beings. Tattvam, that is what you are. I am means existence. Do you know that you are? Do you know that you are? Or you need, let me ask my wife. Do you need to ask somebody that I am there or not? Am I? Do you need to verify from somebody if I am there or not? No. I am self-revealing. And therefore, my essential nature is I am self-revealing, self-shining. And what reveals and shines is consciousness, so I am also is consciousness. If I ask you, are you there? You say, yes. How do you know that you are there? How do you know that you are? If you say, yes, I am Swamiji. How do you say that? Because it is self-revealing. You don't have to make an effort to be, understand? To sit, you may have to make an effort. To stand up, walk, talk, eat, anything you require an effort. But to be, I am, does it require an effort? All efforts then proceed from that. How do you know that I am? I know, Swami. How do you know? Because I am is self-revealing. I am is existence, itself is self-revealing. Sat is Chit, Chit is Sat. What's the height of I am? What's the length of I am? What's the width of I am? What's the weight of I am? It is without any attribute. I am doesn't have any boundaries, is boundless, anandam, anandam. So I am is what? Satchit Ananda. So that is what every Upanishad says, that's what Kaivalya Upanishad also says. That's the message, one message, not 5 messages. Tattvameva tvameva tat. The whole Upanishad then is woven around this one message. Beginning from the disciple approaching the Acharya, asking a question, Acharya replying. All this Akhyayika is given. It's called Akhyayika or anecdote. So as to make it easier for us to understand. But there are no 5 things in Kaivalya Upanishad. There is one thing. Tattvameva tvameva tat. So what is take-home message of Kaivalya Upanishad? Tattvameva tvameva, that thou art, that is you, you are that. Meaning you are limitless, and limitless is you. Do we need any other message? Is one message enough? Before I go to the next question, any question on what I said? Yes, sir. He'll give you a microphone one minute.
So if it's obvious that we know we are, I am, right? But if I know I am, that's an object to me. It's an object, isn't it? Because in Vedanta they say anything you know in the mind, intellect, ego, is an object. So if the sense of presence is an object, how can it be me?
But is it an object? An object always has some qualifications. It has some attributes. I am. What qualification does it have? What attribute does it have? See, a part is called object. When the subject reveals, you are revealing the part. A part itself cannot reveal itself. You, the consciousness, along with the mind, rides through the eyes, contacts this part, the part thought takes place, that's how part is known. Meaning that when the part is known, you are illuminating the part. You, the consciousness, the mind and sense organs, illuminate the part. Because part cannot reveal itself. But I am self-revealing. Part is an object that cannot reveal itself and needs to be revealed, but I am is of a different category because I am self-revealing. Doesn't even require to think. Are you there? Oh, it's too dark for me to recognize that I am there. If it's pitch dark, do you know that you are? Any question further? No. In pitch dark also when I can't see my hand, I know that I am. Because I am does not require to be lit up. The I am does not require to be illumined. It illumines everything, it is self-illumined. Therefore you just know that you are. But unfortunately, we always join that I am with something. I am a man, I am a woman, I am tall, I am short. That is where the problem arises. By itself, I am has no dimension. It is dimensionless, limitless. But we keep on joining that I am with something or the other. I am a speaker, a listener, tall, short, good, bad, so forth. Moment we join that I am with something, I am becomes limited. Because whatever we join with is always limited. The tall or short or man or woman or good or bad or great, everything is limited. That I am is joined with something that is limited, there the I am also as though becomes limited. It's not, but still as though. And let me also point out one thing. When you say, I am a human being, right? The human being is nature of what? The body. Right? I am a human being. This I am a human being are in two different locuses. Even though we say I am a human being, the I am and human being, they belong to two different locuses. Loci they call it, but locuses. I am in one locus, human being is in a different locus. Human being is an object of knowledge, isn't it? I am is a knower, a subject. So what we are doing is we are mixing up the two in Puja words. We are lumping together. I am a man, I am a human being. We are lumping together. The I am is a subject, human being is an object, and therefore that I am becomes limited. If you don't join I am with anything by itself, I am is without dimension, without limitation. But we always do. That's called identification. So I'm born with this habit of identification. And that's what Upanishad teaches us, that hey, de-identify, recognize. That when you say I am a human being, I am good, I am bad, whatever, two aspects are involved, the subject and the object. They are in different locations. Subject is location in one location, object is a different location. We join them together, lump them together. Do I make sense?
Swamiji, can we make that leap from I am that without Upanishad Pramana?
This is said on based on Upanishad only. What I am talking is based on what the Upanishad reveals. So it's not something that I have cooked up. When you assimilate what the Upanishad says, then it becomes yours. Looks like you are saying that. But basically you got it only from Upanishads. In Gujarat there was one great person, great man, his name was Kanhaiyalal Munshi. Well-known person. He also was governor of Bombay State and so forth. He was accused. He was a great writer. I say, hey, this passage comes from this book in English, this passage from there. So what he was doing is reproducing passages from the well-known British authors and things like that. I don't know that I'm doing. When I read it, just becomes mine, he says, And therefore, I don't know that it doesn't belong to me. So what all I'm saying is only Upanishads, based on Upanishad. You want microphone? No, you already have it. Yeah, okay.
If I may reinterpret Chandra's question, he was asking, I think, whether the Tattvamasi and this identity and this revelation that I am can be given at places other than the Upanishad.
Can be given?
From some other source other than the Upanishad. That I think, isn't that was...
Can we discover that without Upanishad? No. No. No, the reason why I cannot discover that I am Brahman is because I think I already know myself. I don't question my knowledge about myself. It's only when The teacher points out to me that, hey, what you are thinking about yourself is not right. Think about it. You say that you are a human being, you are a limited being. How do you say that? I know it. How do you know that? Human being belongs to this body and you are lumping them together. So the teacher points out to me that my present conclusions about myself are all result of lumping things together. I am born with that kind of habit of identifying the body, judging myself based on the body. And they open his eyes to teach us that you are not the body. Tell us the reason also why. So ultimately what we say comes because by myself I would never suspect that I am Brahman. It is just my nature to identify with the body-mind complex and think that I am a limited being. I never question that. And the reason also, everybody also thinks that way. If I was the only one, then it's a different matter. Everybody thinks that way. So I have no reason to question my conclusion. It's only when the teacher questions my conclusion about myself or makes me question, that is when the question of who am I arises. Otherwise I thought I know who I am. So teacher does it based on pramanam. So ultimately it is all based on only Upanishad that, as I said, when you assimilate the teaching, it becomes yours. That doesn't mean that you created it. Like some equations of algebra and stuff like that, no. So that doesn't mean that I have created that. It just becomes my sort of second nature.
Swamiji, when we say I am, I think I'm leaving this sentence incomplete. If I say I'm an existence, I'm completing my own sentence. Looking for your comments on that.
You don't have to say I am existent, because I am represents existence.
Yes, yeah.
I am by itself is a complete sentence.
Yes.
You don't have to add existence, because I am means existence.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Swamiji, if somebody obtains moksha and recognizes fully that they are whole, complete Ananda, and they're able to reach that stage, why wouldn't they want to just leave the body or live a life like a completely minimal life like Ramana Maharshi? Wouldn't that be the natural way to live if you really recognized and abided in that knowledge?
Not necessarily. Because there are many great saints who have been very active also. Depends on your prarabdha, depends on your personality. Ramana Maharshi had a personality wherein he did not do anything at the physical level, but lot of things are happening in his presence, by the way. Meaning that he did not require to make an effort like you and I do. One little story anecdote about Ramana Maharshi. In the morning he used to take a walk. He used to have always a stick with him. And a dog, he hit the dog. It's surprising. Why did he hit the dog? Then they learned that, I think that was a time of war, and India was attacked by the enemy, I think at maybe Madras or something like that. and they were driven back. Some these kind of things. So, as I said, it doesn't have to do what you and I do. But every saint lives life in a different way. There are saints who have been very active, who are great devotees, who are great poets, and who traveled a lot, who preached a lot. So that depends on the prarabdha of that saint. There's a verse in Sanskrit, Krishno bhogi, Shuko yogi, Nrupau janaka raghavau, karmnishtha vasishtadhyaha, sarvete jnaninastamaha. Krishno bhogi. Lord Krishna was a bhogi, meaning that he just, he had 16,108 consorts, and you can see his life full of bhoga or pleasure. Shuka, I've heard the name of Shukadeva, yogi. Avadhut, meaning he didn't even have awareness of his body. Nrupau Janaka Raghavau, King Janaka is well known to be a wise person. Lord Rama is well known to be a wise person, but they were emperors, kings. Karmanishtaha, Vasishtadhyaha, Sage Vasishtha and others were also well known as wise people, but they were always busy with performing the rituals and karma. So, although they all appear different, depending upon what the universe wants them to do, they have no agenda of their own, therefore the agenda of the universe becomes their agenda. And whatever the universe wants them to do, that's what they do. So as far as the personality is concerned, there is no similarity. As far as the knowledge is concerned, there is. Because why should you not do? If doing involves an exertion, then you may not do. But for a wise person who doesn't have the sense of agency, sarva karmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vashi navadvare pure dehi daiva kurvanna karayan. The 5th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna describes a wise person. Sarva karmani manasa sanyasya. Having renounced all the actions, all the duties by manasa, by mind, by knowledge. Aste sukham vashi, the wise person dwells happily in the city of nine, in the body of nine, this city of 9 gates. This body is called the city of 9 gates. Navadvare pure dehi. Naiva kurvan doesn't do anything. Naiva doesn't make anybody do anything also. Meaning he doesn't have the doership. Things happen. He doesn't make others do. That also happens. So the forms may be different. Lord Krishna's form is one. Sukadeva's form is different. Vasishta's form is different. Rama's form is different. So their role, their contributions are different. So why should you do? Why should you not do? Why should I do becomes a question when doing involves an effort. Doesn't it? I don't do anyway. Things happen.
Swamiji, I have a question. I'm really fascinated with Kalki, like 10 avatar, yeah? You just mentioned Krishna and everything like that. What's the divine game, in will be in that Kalki avatar? what the it's coming to the earth like a destroyer, and I believe like you know, I try to understand what the divine game. I understand the incarnation of Krishna, incarnation of Rama. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's purpose of the life. But I try to understand divine game of the Kalki. I recently visited India and I saw 9 avatars over there in the palace, and one of the avatars was Kalki too. It was described on the beautifully painted, you know, maybe many 100 years ago, and I try to understand that divine game in our 10 avatar. If you can little explain it.
Well, Kalki avatar is visualized as the incarnation to destroy the evil. That perhaps evil will spread so much on the earth that Ishvara will take an incarnation to destroy that evil. He is shown as riding a horse and wielding that's just symbolic. But when the evil grows so much that there is no way out, then something happens, maybe Ishvara does something. So that is how you can, avatara or incarnation can be also looked upon as a response that the universe gives to something that is to be done. Universe throws up something to fulfill that purpose.
Namaste Swamiji. So what is the translation of the Tvameva Meva Tat?
Tat Tvameva Tvameva Tat.
Yes.
Tat means that, or Brahman. Tva means you. That thou art. You are Brahman. Tvameva Tat. Tvam means again you, Tat means so. Brahman is you and you are Brahman. Tat Tvameva, that Brahman you are. Tvameva Tat, you are that Brahman.
So can we say like you are that, you are something like I am that, I am. Similarly, you are that, you are.
Yeah, that statement, I am that I am. But here, I am that and that I am. This is what he said here. Leaving no doubt about the identity. As I said, that thou art, that statement is interpreted in various ways by the acharyas of duality. But when it is said this way, that thou art that, then that does not leave any doubt or any other way of interpretation.
We say pramana here, like, so we say Veda pramana, like the sixth means of knowledge. So Upanishads and Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita are Prasthanatrayam. So these Upanishads are from the Vedas. So when we say Veda pramana, it's 4 Vedas.
Upanishad is pramanam as far as the Upanishad is the knowledge section of the Veda. So Veda consists of these 2 sections, karma and knowledge. So Upanishad means self-knowledge. So Upanishad is pramanam for the knowledge of the self. Karma kanda is pramanam for karma, for rituals. Because they say you perform, say Agnihotra karma, you get heaven. There is no way for us to determine that. So you have to totally accept what the Veda says. So in karma also, as far as the relationship of cause and effect is concerned, we have no way of establishing that. So we accept what the Vedas say there all.
Yes, Swami V, I heard you say that that a person who is well established in the knowledge, the way I interpreted it was that sense of agency goes. Now, what does this mean? Does the actual sense of agency goes? Let's say I'm speaking, right? There's a sense of agency. Or does the understanding that the I is not speaking, that's what you mean by the sense of agency goes?
Even now, when I think that I am speaking, then also the I is not speaking. What is speaking is the organ of speech. The speaking takes place at the level of organ of speech. The listening takes place at the level of organ of hearing. Meaning that different actions take place at the level of those organs. We join the I and they say, I am speaking, I am hearing, I am listening. The I am, in fact, neither speaks nor listens, just blesses everything. But we are joining. I am speaking. Where speaking belongs to the organ of speech. That speaking takes place in the presence of I am. So we are joining them together. So you can say that the speaking takes place in my presence, hearing takes place in my presence, all actions take place in my presence. I am just the present. Bhagavad Gita says, Neva kinchit karometi yukto manyeta tattvavid pashyan shrunun sprishan jigran ashnan. So while the wise person says, Neva kinchit karometi, I do not do anything. He is saying this. I do not, but you are speaking. I do not do anything. While hearing, walking, talking, thinking, all the normal functions take place. While all those functions are taking place also, he says, I do not do anything. Now, who does these things? Indriyani, indriyateshu vartante. It is sense organs that interact with the sense objects. That is called action. Even when I think that I am speaking, the I does not speak. Even though I think that I am doing this and that, the I doesn't do that. The doing takes place at the respective organ of perception or organ of action. And I am joining right now and believing that I am speaking. But I am is just a presence. Speaking takes place in the organ of speech. So outwardly all the transactions appear similar, but inwardly a big change has happened. Wise person, Neva kinchit karometi, I don't do anything. Pashyan while seeing, Shrunvan while hearing, Ashnan gachan, eating, going, talking, walking, etc. All these things take place. He knows that I do not do anything. Indriyani, sense organs, interact with the respective sense objects. That's called action.
Swamiji, I wanted to ask about the case of love. Love of a wife is because the Atma is pleased, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it happens in the presence of the Atma, the love?
No. Okay. The Brihadaranyaka says, a husband loves a wife not for the sake of wife, for the sake of the self. The wife loves husband not for the sake of husband, for the sake of self. By self is meant the pleased self. What we love is the pleased self. That was an excellent interpretation, that what I love is the pleased self, not just the self. And so each one of us loves the pleased self. And whoever it is or whatever it is that makes it happen, if you make it happen that I'm pleased with myself, then I think that you are the source of happiness. If someone else creates in me a pleased self, not knowing that it's pleased self that I love that entity, thinking that that has given me happiness. Happiness is pleased self. So what I love is pleased self, and therefore whoever or whatever becomes instrumental in manifestation of that pleased self, that becomes an object of my love. Not knowing that what I love really is the pleased self. But since you were instrumental in creating that pleased self, I think you made me pleased, so I love you. And thus I love thinking that they have created the pleased self, or they have created the happiness. It is pleased self that is happiness. And so a husband loves the wife, not for the sake of the wife, for the sake of the pleased self, and so on and so forth. Everybody. The wife loves husband also for the sake of the pleased self. What we love is the pleased self. We love ourselves all that only when we are pleased self. I don't like myself when I'm sad. I'm not comfortable with myself when I'm sad. I'm happy with myself when I'm pleased. So it's pleased self that I love.
Namaste, Swamiji. Swamiji, until this knowledge of I am becomes, as Vijayji says, a paroksh knowledge, how does one become a karma yogi? Because we are all doing actions and then we are bound by our prarabdha and the karma phal. So even technically knowing what karma yoga is, how do I know that I'm doing it right, or is there a way to kind of check that yes, I did it the way Gita says? How one should be a karma yogi?
The simple interpretation will be, I do something for the love of karma. Usually a person does something for the love of karma phala. My sight is always on the reward that I will gain as a result of doing something. So today I do something because of the reward that I expect to gain through that action. If my sight is not trained on the result of the action itself, meaning that instead of postponing my love for the outcome of the action, I love the action itself. Instead of the outcome of action becoming source of happiness, the action itself becomes source of happiness. You will start liking action. That's karma yoga. You will do action for the sake of action because you enjoy it. So shift your love from karma phala to karma. Outcome to the effort. Because the happiness coming to outcome is always distance. And then you don't control it. But the effort is right now. I control it. So it is very practical. Enjoy the effort.
And does that apply to like simple things in life, like morning to evening you're doing so many things for the body, like, showering, brushing, cooking food for yourself or the family. So even everyday small activities that you do, would that the same logic apply?
Enjoy every activity. How do I enjoy? Recognize that, hey, you enjoy the privilege of performing an action. That you're cooking, it's a great blessing. That number one, you know cooking. Number two, you have an opportunity to cook. Number three, there are people who are going to eat what you cook. All this, only when all these situations happen, that is when you are able to cook. And that applies to every action. So many factors come together. I enjoy so much blessing when I do something. So recognize the blessing. Then you know you are fortunate that you have the privilege of doing something. Others, animal doesn't have a privilege. Insentient things don't have the privilege. Human being has a privilege. And most human beings don't recognize the privilege that they're enjoying. Does any one of you sing a bhajan? Yeah, there she is. So, let's hear a bhajan.
Hopefully I remember. I just want to make sure I have the words.
Cell phone doesn't require light to see.
Trying to find just 1 minute. I'll just sing how much ever I remember. So this is part of the Shodash Geet written by Hanuman Prasad Podarji. दो चकोर दो चंद्रमा दो अली पंकज दो चातक दो मेघ प्रिय दो मछली जल दो आश्रय आलम्बन दो विषयालम्बन दो विषयालम्बन दो प्रेमी प्रेमास्पद दो तत् सुख सुखिया दो लीला स्वादन निरत महाभाव रसराज महाभाव रसराज नितरत भितरत रस दो दुहुन को रचि विचित्र सुठी साज श्री राधा माधव चरण बंदो बारंबार बंदो बारंबार एक तत्व दो तनुधरी नितरस पारावार दो चकोर दो चंद्रमा दो अली पंकज दो चातक दो मेघ प्रिय दो मछली जल दो.
ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा अमृतङ्गमय. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. हरिः ॐ. श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. हरिः ॐ.